Where do you see social media in 5 years?
In 5 years, social media is going to further be just part of our everyday life. It's not going to be, I mean, Facebook or whatever replaces it, it's still going to be around. But we're going to be doing a lot more of it mobile. I mean, I know a lot of us are doing it mobile, but I think it's just going to be commonplace that you're going to be on your phone, connecting with people, sharing, video and where you're having dinner and all that stuff. I think it's just going to be more integrated into everything we do.
Now, with digital cards being the new wave of technology, how do you feel about the nature of archiving?
So with everything being digital now and the concept of archiving, I think it's something we really got to think more about. The fact that, I remember I take a lot of photos, and we have those boxes of photos that you'd find, and our grandparents had them, you dig through them. Now it's all digital. I don't remember the last time I printed off a photograph or a video file or anything. So I think it's one of those things that nobody's really thinking enough about it. I mean, I take a lot of photographs, so I think about it, but I think it's something we need to really start thinking more about, is how are all these files that we're creating now going to be around for our kids or our grandkids, for that matter. And then you've got all those whole conversations about, when you die, your Flickr account goes away or your Facebook account goes away. They don't transfer those things currently. That opens up a whole other can of worms of how, when that stuff comes up, which we're all going to face, what do we do with it? And it's something that I think we need to talk a lot more about.
Exploring the state of now, what does that mean to you?
So the state of now to me just means that we live in an always-on society. Everything you say, do, capture, create can be shared with the world, and you need to realize, I'm here talking to a video camera right now, but there could be another video camera right here, or a photographer off to this side, and I could be walking on the street and the same thing could happen. People need to realize that, everything is connected, everything's shareable, and you don't get the chance to give the permission that that's happening. So I think that's what it means to me.
And what is the most exciting or nerve-wracking thing about social media to you?
So the most nerve-wracking thing about social media for me is just that so many people try to claim, I'm an expert, I'm a guru, I'm a rock star, whatever you want to call it. And at the end of the day, it's just like, who cares? If that's really what your claim to fame is, then you need something more exciting in your life. I wish more people just realized, it's about making friends and connecting and business relationships, more than focusing on, hey, I can help you. That damn Joe salesman guy drives me nuts. But I think that's it drives me nuts when people just assume they have to talk. They've got the megaphone, they assume they have to use it, which I wish they would just figure out they don't need to.
What about transparency and online?
So transparency to me is super, super critical. I think, this whole disclosure thing right now has got everybody up in arms, but the real ethical and my integrity to me is the most important thing in the world. And if I need to disclose, I'm going to disclose. The FTC doesn't need to get involved with it. And at the same time, I think there's a lot of interesting questions with transparency versus the whole concept of, suspension of belief. They were talking this morning here about, twittering as a zombie and characters. And some people would probably yell, well, that's not being transparent. You're tweeting as somebody else. Yeah, but I'm a character. So I think there's this whole neat balance that I deal with a lot in my day-to-day with the work, is the balance between transparency and suspension of belief. And I think it's a fun place that we're still playing in. But transparency, if you're going to do this stuff, be transparent as feels right to you. Because, let's face it, there's going to be some slime balls out there who are not going to be transparent, and no ruling is going to ever change that.